Hi there, I'm Lucy McDonald, physiotherapist. Welcome back to my virtual clinic. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what you should and should not be doing the day after your marathon. I'm going to be covering blister management, exercises, stretches, foam rolling, all the things that you should and should not be doing. But before I do, I want to say thank you so much for all of you that have sent me lovely messages of support. I really, really do appreciate them. So let's start with blisters. Let's have a look at my feet, and if I show you here, as some of you may know, I did do a marathon yesterday, there's a little blister here. Now some of you may have bigger blisters than this, and certainly in my days before I knew how to manage blisters, I had some pretty horrible ones. So let's say that you have a blister in this part of your foot, but this management applies to anywhere. You want to get hold of some wool. So I learned this from a New Zealand friend who tells me that only the finest New Zealand lamb's wool will do the job. But if you don't tell her, then any wool will do, and you can buy it in most pharmacies. Now you take the wool and you need something then to secure the wool. Now what I would recommend is sports tape, and it can be called lots of different things. It can be called K-tape, rock tape, sports tape. Basically it's the stretchy physio tape that you see athletes wearing, and it comes in all sorts of colours. As you can see, here's a bit that I've cut, and it's quite useful to have curved ends, so you just cut the ends into that sort of curved shape, because it means that it doesn't catch so much and you're less likely to it's less likely to rub. So you take your wool and you place it over your blister. Now before I go any further, it's super important not to burst, so not to try and pop your blister. Just leave it. With time it may burst itself or it might just settle down, but please don't try and pop your blister yourself. If you do that, you're increasing your chance of infection, which is not a good thing, obviously. So you take your wool and you place it over the blister, and then you take your sticky tape, and when you use this stuff, although you can stretch it, I would recommend that you don't stretch it, because when it's stretched there's a greater chance of allergy. So you place it on like that. Now depending on how much exercise you're doing, so for example if you're using this technique mid-marathon, then you might consider using putting another piece on to hold it in place so that it doesn't come off. But post-marathon I wouldn't bother putting two pieces on, but there we go, just neat like that, and make sure that you really minimize any areas that could rub. Now if you have blisters, other common areas around the heel and things, that should be fairly self-explanatory, but you can also use it really good, this stuff, between your toes. So you know those sort of nasty blisters that you get through in between your toes, so you can wrap it in and out of your toes like that. And the good thing is that it's really malleable and it's not really high volume, so it doesn't mean that your feet won't feel really squashed when you put them back in shoes. Now obviously if you can spend the day without wearing shoes, then that's all the better, or in a nice pair of fluffy socks, but most of us need to get on with our day-to-day business, so just wear some really comfy shoes today and let those feet breathe. So if your blister has broken down, so if your blister, there's redness or bleeding of the underneath where the blister, so it's developed a bit further, then it's really important that you clean the blister. So make sure that you wash it through with lots and lots of water, so you clean any dirt or residue from the area. Then you wait for it to dry, and then you can put the wool on top, and then put the tape on top, and then at night take it off so that again it can breathe and has more access to the air. But the good thing about the wool is that it will heal nicely underneath the wool. The other thing is that you need to look out for, if it has broken down, you really need to look out for signs of infection. So do check the surrounding area, make sure you're monitoring it closely for redness, If the actual wound itself starts to leak any sort of pus or yellowness, then please do go and see your GP, because they may well choose to put you on antibiotics. Other things to look out for are just generic feelings of illness. So if you have any kind of flu-like symptoms, if you feel achy in your body, if you have a fever, but also if you just generally feel very lethargic and just feel like sort of getting into bed and shutting the world out, please do make sure a loved one, a friend or family member is checking in regularly with you, because they could be signs of a septicemia. So please do make sure, if you do have any of those signs, that you either contact your GP immediately. If your GP is not available, you go to A&E. Right, so all of that aside, what other things should you be doing? Now you can see behind me here, I've got my sturdy foam roller. Now, foam rollers are a way of self-massaging. If you go onto the website, octopusclinic.com, there's a whole section there on foam rolling. So if you go, for example, to the running section, you'll see in there things like how to foam roller your quads at the front of your thighs, your hamstrings, your ITB, your calf muscles, etc., your glutes, all the different areas that could be sore and need a bit of a massage. So you can do that yourself with a foam roller, or you can go and see a physiotherapist or a massage therapist. Now, whether you choose to do that today or in 2 days' time when you're less achy is up to you. Personally, I will not be having a massage today and will not be using my foam roller because it's too painful. And if something's really painful, then all that happens is your muscles will tense up and you'll achieve the opposite of what you're trying to achieve, which is nice recovery of your muscles and your body. So bear that in mind. Likewise with stretching, if you're going to do stretching, then stretching should be nice and gentle, and you should only do it on warm muscles. And that brings me to the thing that you absolutely should be doing today, and that is keeping moving. Now, this morning I had to go and do the school run, and I probably wouldn't have gone and done the little walk I did, was it not for the fact that I needed to get my kids to school, but actually it was exactly the right thing to do. So if you haven't already had a walk today, please go and have a little walk. Now, if you can't walk because you're in too much pain or your blisters are too sore, then things like doing some nice basic exercises like sit to stand, repetitive sit to stand, some really nice gentle calf raises, some nice knee drops from side to side. Go onto our website and have a look on the website, and as I say, the top 3 exercises are sit to stand, in other words, some squatting, so look up squatting, knee rolls from side to side, chair twists or thread the needle, and some calf raises, which should just keep all of the body moving nicely. If you have any particular areas that are painful, you can go onto the website and you can look at specific exercises for that particular part of your body. And you can also go onto the YouTube channel and you can look at the playlist. So for example, if you've got back pain, you can go onto the playlist and look at the things that I recommend on there. Likewise with knee pain and all different types of pain. Please do go and check those out. I talk through things like when back pain is an emergency, when the best exercises for knee pain, etc. So please do go and find your specific playlist. So, other things that you need to be doing today. Again, along with keeping moving, the most important thing is that you're giving your body all the things that it needs to recover. So all of that stuff I've talked about before around decent nutrition, so lots of lovely fruit and vegetables, good healthy fats from nuts and seeds and oily fish, lean protein, complex carbohydrate, avoiding sugar, because that's just going to increase the levels of inflammation in your body, which means that as tempting as it is to celebrate with a few beers or whatever, please do try and keep the alcohol levels lower as well, because you'll just feel worse because your body's already in a state of sort of general raised inflammation. Also, think about your mental health. It can be a really interesting, overwhelming time the day after your marathon. I, for one, feel very emotional today. So please do look at all the things that help your mental health. So things like meditation, mindfulness, apps like Headspace, Calm, listening to relaxing music, surrounding yourself by people that you love, listening to funny podcasts, all of those things that are great for your mental health, and sleep. The next few days are going to be super important for you to get really good quality of sleep. So if you want to look again in more detail around my advice on recovery, please go to my video. I think I've called it all the things that you can do to recover or something like that, but it's within the running section, so do have a look at that. If you have any specific inquiries, please do get in touch with me, Lucy at Octopus Clinic. I will be running my Facebook Live and Instagram Live Q&A this Friday as usual at 1:30 p.m. on the Octopus Clinic Facebook and Instagram pages, so please do come and join. And if you're still sore or not sure what you should or shouldn't be doing by that stage, please do come along, and of course invite your friends and family. I hope that's been useful. Please do subscribe and let me know what you'd like me to do a video on next. Bye.